Hello and welcome to Georgetown Village Celebrates Community. I'm Gail Nordheimer, past president of Georgetown Village, a longtime founding member and volunteer.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Barbara Hall. I'm on the Georgetown Village Board, and I'm also a member and a volunteer with my husband Bob. As you can see tonight, we're at Martin's Tavern, a famous and favorite Georgetown landmark for nearly a century now. In fact, Martin's is Washington's oldest family-run and family-owned restaurant in the nation's capital. Tonight we're going to be honoring the Martins, and I'm delighted to tell you that Billy, Gina, and Lauren, fifth generation Martin, will be joining us shortly.
As you all know, 2020 has been an incredible year, but throughout, Georgetown Village has been there for all of us, providing the services that our members all depend upon, like delivery of groceries to our door.
And pivoting quickly to meet the new reality of COVID-19, providing Zoom training. Who had ever heard of Zoom before this happened? And also terrific online programming that keeps us connected and engaged.
Like so many other organizations, we had to cancel our spring fundraiser and even our annual anniversary dinner for members and volunteers. But we could not let 2020 end without a celebration and a chance to say thank you. You, our members, our volunteers, our donors, and most generous sponsors.
So we have a terrific program tonight. In addition to honoring the Martins, we also have board member and former CBS correspondent Phil Plante interviewing world-renowned restaurateur and philanthropist Jose Andres.
And then we have a few trivia questions, which we hope you'll all feel fun to answer, which will announce the winners at the end of the program when we go live, and that will give us a chance to socialize with each other.
So sit back, enjoy the program, and if you'd like to support Georgetown Village, don't be shy. Just scroll down to the bottom of the Zoom window, click on the icon box. That will take you to a secure site to make your gift. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening. I'm Toni Russin, the co-president of Georgetown Village, and I'm standing here in Martin's Tavern. And with me are the board of directors for the Georgetown Village, because this is our anniversary event that we are celebrating. And just let me mention that my co-president here is Jim Smith, and I have Lynn Gollop-Rofrano standing behind us, who is our executive director, and other members and founding members of the Georgetown Village. But more important, on my left, I have the Martin family, because we are here to celebrate the Martin family and Martin's Tavern and its role in the community. So we have Billy Martin, his wife Gina, and Lauren Martin. Lauren is now running the restaurant, although Billy tells us he's not going anywhere. So you may find that Lauren's face, is, if you can see it beyond the mask, is very familiar to you in Georgetown Village, because she's been mixing cocktails for our virtual happy hours for several months now. At this point, I want to pass the microphone over to Jim Smith, my co-president, and he's going to make the presentation of the award.
Well, thank you, Toni. Billy, you and Gina and the Martin family have been welcoming the Georgetown community into your home for nearly a century. And many of us at Georgetown Village consider Martin's Tavern to be the go-to place for holidays, anniversaries, and just the fun and relaxing dinner out for as long as we can remember. And as we celebrate our 9th year serving the community, we also want to thank you for all the generous support you and Martin's Tavern have provided us over the years. So on behalf of our board, our members, and our volunteers, Georgetown Village congratulates you and Martin's Tavern for all you have done for our families, our neighbors, and the community. And we're also especially pleased that Lauren, representing the 5th generation of Martins to continue the tradition, is here today to help celebrate this award with you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. I especially like to thank Jim and Tony here for their hard work and their efforts that they put through for the Georgetown Village. It's a wonderful organization, and we are so happy to be part of the organization and accept this award. It's a very prestigious award for us. I'd like to say a little something that, you know, Martin's Tavern, as Jim pointed out, is 87 years now, 5 generations, with my daughter Lauren now at the helm taking over. And as Tony alluded to earlier, I'm probably not going anywhere soon. I'm the godfather here, and I'm the mentor to everybody, and I still need to mentor my daughter so that she's perfect like me. But I want everybody to know is, Martin's is here. We're open, so your holiday plans this year, please come to us. Comfort food at its best. Turkey, why do it at home? You want to be with your family. You want to have a good time. Come and see us. We're going to do it for Christmas or Thanksgiving. So 87 years, we love it. And I know Lauren wants to say a few words. I could talk all day. I'm not going to. So let me pass the mic to Lauren.
Thank you guys so much for this award. It's truly an honor. I'm coming up on my 2nd year here of working here. And I have truly felt the love within the Georgetown community. I have gotten to know so many people that live here and people who don't. They continuously come back. Like Dad said, I am training to take over, but I'm not quite there yet. And I would just like to say thank you to the community and everybody who comes out to support us, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here for 87 years. So I'm looking forward to giving back to the community in every way that I possibly can for many, many years to come. So once again, thank you guys so much. I'm truly honored. And with that, I will pass the mic back over to Dad for a trivia question.
And before I start the trivia question, I would just like to say that there's been many historical things take place at Martin's Tavern over the years, and a lot of great stories. So the trivia question we're going to is, everybody may not know, and I'll just educate you here a little bit, is that Senator John F. Kennedy proposed to Jackie Bouvier here at Martin's Tavern. And the trivia question is, what day, month, and year did it happen, and in which booth? And we will give you that answer a little later, but I want you to ponder that for now. Thank you all very much.
I would like to congratulate Georgetown Village on 9 really important years of serving the senior citizens community and really fabulous programs and your kindness to everybody. I have felt very close to all of you, and I support you, and congratulations, and here's to many more years of fantastic service to people in the neighborhood. Thank you very much. Good luck.
I've been involved with the village since early 2013. I started as a volunteer, then I joined the board, then I became treasurer, and then I also became co-president. So I've, over the years, become more and more involved with Georgetown Village because it's such a wonderful organization to be involved with.
My father had Alzheimer's for 10 years, and he lived in Georgia. And I knew that there were a lot of people supporting him, helping my mom, encouraging them and being there for them. So I wanted to be able to offer the same to people whose family, whose parents or loved ones were here, and sort of a giving back in the way, since I couldn't always be there with my parents.
So we were definitely looking for ways to get involved in our new community. Where we lived in Maryland was more rural and therefore not a lot of community feel. And one of the reasons we moved to Georgetown was because we were looking for that. And so when we learned about the village, we knew that it would be a great way to start being able to become part of the community and give back to the community at the same time.
We live in such bubbles, usually. And I think to get the chance through Georgetown Village to meet folks that live 2 doors down, 2 streets down, right? That you may only have serendipitous encounters with, but to have a very deliberate chance to connect with them, that's the joy that I found from volunteering with Georgetown Village.
And I've always been a strong believer that we should try that in trying to volunteer in the community that you live in.
But yes, I've just met so many wonderful people, and it's just been such a pleasure to get to know some of my neighbors.
I have always had a sense of community, and it just didn't make sense to me that people would age alone. I was confused by that.
For me, a community is like a tree and like a forest, right? And I see groups like Georgetown Village as platforms that allow us to strengthen our roots and build relationships.
Because it is so personal, I think I enjoy it more than I would doing other volunteer activities. You see the result of what you do.
I mean, I think it's great because it does build community, and we meet people in the neighborhood that we wouldn't otherwise meet.
We did quite a few things pre-COVID. We did a lot of driving people either to doctor's visits or to the grocery store, and we would accompany them while they did their task independently. Once COVID hit, then we started doing food shopping for people. We'd get a list and food shop and deliver it to them.
So I do a lot of driving for the village. So I am the Monte Carlo of Georgetown. I drive a lot of members around to doctor's appointments, to chemotherapy. And I've also done some driving for grocery runs.
I early on became known as the handyman volunteer of the village, and many of my assignments involved that type of thing.
I'm primarily a driver, so lots of driving to all kinds of appointments, but I've branched out a little bit depending on member needs.
The first volunteer projects I did is I helped a lady move some boxes. I think I might have gone grocery shopping for a couple of folks. This was before Instacart that makes things a little easier. There was definitely some snow removal involved at some point, and it was just little things here and there. You know, it's never huge. But that was part of the point. If you get enough people involved, then it's not a ton of work on anybody.
And I've certainly helped a lot of people fix things, but I've gotten just as much back because of the wonderful people I've met. And almost always I get into conversations with whoever I'm with, working on their home. And there's such interesting people with such fascinating histories. So quite honestly, by the time I get done with a project, oftentimes I'm not ready to leave.
I've really enjoyed a chance to get to know what folks are thinking about, discussing. We have so many experts in their field as well in our neighborhood who, through the happy hours, at least, in our informal discussions, I've been able to listen in and learn from everything from public health to history in the neighborhood. And that's been really nice.
People help other people within the community, and people can gather and share events with each other to spur community involvement.
And I've learned a lot too, because we have some of the most interesting and intelligent and engaging people in the village. And I feel like I'm sort of getting a little piece of DC history every time I get to drive someone and talk to them.
I guess I knew I would meet some interesting people, but I have just been amazed at how interesting and sweet everyone has been, and just how much I've enjoyed the time with them. And as I say to a person, I mean, it's just been so fun talking to all these people while we go to the doctors or whatever we're doing. I've just really enjoyed the time.
I like the experiences, so I got to hear like a whole nother person's life story.
I was meeting people who were demonstrating to me by their lives that they love people, they love community, and that this is not about age, this is about spirit.
I think my role is to be a good neighbor, to help people enjoy their life the easiest way that they can, through the senior years. And, I've always said, I love the whole idea of neighbors helping neighbors thrive, because I think that's true. And I think that is something we have to do with each other, no matter what the age is.
I would say now that I know what Georgetown Village offers, I don't think I would want to or could possibly imagine living and growing in a community that doesn't have a village platform. It's beautiful.
I'm happy to be a part of this great village, and I hope to be a part of it for my future.
Congratulations to the village and all that you've done.
I mean, I'm quite sure that when I started, I had no idea it was going to have such an impact on me and make such a difference in my life. But it truly has become part of my life, and I'm very thankful for that. And I would just encourage other people to give it a try. You'll meet some really wonderful people, and you'll be able to help them out at the same time. And for me, that's been quite gratifying, and I think it would be for others as well.
Hello everyone, I'm Lauren Martin here at Martin's Tavern. I'm the 5th generation. Earlier, Dad asked you guys a trivia question, which was, what day, month, year, and in which booth did Senator John F. Kennedy propose to Jackie Bouvier? And I have the answer for you, and the answer is, he proposed to her on June 24th, 1953, here in booth number 3, which is also known as the proposal booth. Thank you guys for playing, and now you have your answer.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us at our 9th anniversary celebration. I am sure that, like me, many of you are remembering the fun times we had celebrating together at St. John's. Well, although we are not physically together this year, we are together in our hope and our desire to celebrate Georgetown Village and all we have accomplished through the year. We are also together online at this celebration, and I know that we'll have a good evening in spite of the fact that we are doing it in a socially distanced manner. First of all, I want to thank all of you. We cannot do this without you. Your support through this difficult year has made it possible for Georgetown Village to continue to provide services as well as to engage our community on a different, much more involved level. As you know, we have been there every step of the way. We started by providing masks and groceries to bringing interesting social, educational, and cultural programs into your homes. The Georgetown Village Board has worked very hard to make all this happen and to allow us to continue to thrive, and I thank them for their effort, hard work, and support. I also want to thank our volunteers, many of whom reached out at this time to join us and become a volunteer for Georgetown Village. This allowed us to expand our younger volunteer corps and to keep our members in groceries during this time. These volunteers have done a great job of learning where our members' favorite groceries are at Trader Joe's, Safeway, and Giant, and we appreciate all the work you've done to keep our members safe and well. Thank you so much for the effort you're putting into helping Georgetown Village help our members. I especially want to thank Carol Kelly and Emily Summers. They are the heads of our program committee who have provided these wonderful conversations, cocktails, and COVID programs through the year on a twice monthly basis. These programs have been well received not only by our members but by our community, and we've had a tremendous outpouring of attendance from community members sitting in the safety of their home and availing themselves of the programs that Georgetown Village has been offering. A special thank you to Bill Plante, who not only led a program himself on fake news, but also interviewed Secretary Albright as well as Jose Andre for 2 other programs. Lastly, of course, we can't possibly do any of this without our donors. None of this would be possible without your support to allow us to be able to keep going and training our volunteers and providing our members with the services they need. So special thanks to all of you. As you know, every year at our anniversary party, I provide statistics. Not the most fun part of the evening, but it is an important one to share. Well, through this unusual year, our statistics have been really incredible. We have provided a total of 208 programs since the pandemic, since January 2020. These programs include our weekly COVID calls led by board members Pam Godwin and Risha Putzrath, as well as our book discussion group led by board co-president Tony Russin, in addition to the myriad of other programs that we've offered through the year. You might be interested in knowing that the total number of people who have participated in our online programs since March total 801. Perhaps COVID was a good thing for our programming. Prior to March, the total number of in-person attendees was 236. As of November 24th, which is last week, our volunteers have filled 1,027 service requests. Now, considering the fact we still have 4 weeks to go, we know this number will be higher. And again, this is impossible without the volunteers that we have helping our members. And speaking of impressive statistics and impressive things, I also want to thank and recognize Barbara Hall and Gail Nordheimer. They are the heads of our development committee, and their hard work is responsible for this wonderful program tonight. They had the vision and energy to create a meaningful celebration that not only was able to get us all together, but it also recognizes and allows us to share with you how much Georgetown Village has accomplished and how much we have really helped our neighbors thrive. Particularly exciting this year is the addition of a new social media committee for Georgetown Village. This committee is led by our wonderful volunteer, Sherry Ann Green, and our new board member, Jessica Salgado, and I thank them as well for all their hard work. I hope you've seen what they've done, and I know that you've received postcards and many of the materials that they have created to allow us to share what we do with the community. Lastly, I want to give a special thanks to my administrative assistant, Juanita Holtzclaw. Juanita has done a lot during this time to help keep people going, to get you where you needed to be. She's helped line up volunteers. This situation isn't easy for any of us, and I really appreciate her hard work at this time. Well, enjoy the rest of the celebration. Thank you again for being with me tonight. And now let the celebration continue.
What do Cameroon, Iceland, Mongolia, and Sweden have in common?
I was looking to meet new people, having just moved here on my own from California. So the village was just like a great opportunity to get call it a ready-made community that I could connect with.
I thought that the village would be an ideal opportunity to get to meet some people. And what I found out is it's not just meeting some people, it's really meeting some pretty fantastic people.
What I found pleasing in the village and what I was looking for was social contact.
So you just pick up what you liked and also the time you had. So it was a very rich environment. And that's what I found, really.
I think it's an important organization, and I like the fact that it's very local. In fact, your office is half a block from where we live, so that makes it even easier.
But I've also met some people who live near me, and a few of us have gone out for walks together, which is really nice, given that I don't have any family nearby.
Wide option of experiences that I found through the village has been enriching and important. And of course, I've loved the people I've met.
It provides some extra opportunities for online socializing, which is great, because I'm somewhat isolated here.
In some ways, it's been easier with the pandemic to get more involved because, as you know, I co-chair the COVID weekly calls that we have. And with my experience both in virology and in risk assessment, I get to use that experience to help our members. So in that way, I've gotten more involved than I maybe would have if the pandemic hadn't happened.
One of the things that has very much kept me in touch is the long list of opportunities of things to do on Zoom.
The mission of helping older adults live independently and get the most out of life. Most of the folks that I talk to about it say, what a great idea.
Of course, I hope that we don't need any of your services, but that's not reality. Reality is at some point you will need service.
Because I was concerned because my husband, Guy, had Alzheimer. It was the beginning, and the friends are in the far away, and family is really far away. So we need new connection. We need new environment, and so we joined, and we were not disappointed at all.
Through the village, though Zoom isn't the same as or as good as meeting in person, we have a lot of fun conversations, and I've gotten to know people. Those of us who show up on the Zoom calls fairly regularly, I feel like I've gotten to know them almost as well as in person.
So it changed me, of course, because it's a learning experience. Again, we go through life at different age, and for every age, there is something to gain.
I would say, to me, as I said earlier, it's sort of an insurance policy. If I need help, I know where to go.
Hi, everyone. It's great seeing all of you tonight. The answer to the question, what do Cameroon, Iceland, Mongolia, and Sweden all have in common? Their embassy or their chancery is located in Georgetown.
Jose Andres, thank you for coming to talk to us for Georgetown Village. You must now more than ever know about how difficult it is to help people in this terrible time.
These are the worst of times. These are the best of times. I think we are going through something like it's gonna, in more ways than one, will bring many of us together. And in a way, I think more than ever, we are gonna be appreciating the little things that sometimes we take for granted. But today we realize that every moment counts, every gesture of empathy counts, and everything we've been able to enjoy through our life, it's something like now I don't think anybody ever again is gonna take for granted. So I look forward for the future and hopefully being a much better community, much better nation, much better planet.
More sharing, more laughter, more love.
Yeah, shorter walls, longer tables, understanding the meaning of we the people when some people are trying to make you believe it's about I the person without second guessing them. I think it's about understanding that probably these three words together by the founding fathers of this American dream that still is many people every day working to make a more perfect union. And sometimes we need to realize that perfection is something like is the reason we are on planet Earth, to try to get better a little bit, but all of a sudden not trying to bring everything down because we are not as perfect as we wish. But today more than ever, as an immigrant I am, a Spanish American, I'm prouder than ever to be part of this country of ours. I've seen people stepping up in the middle of this pandemic, nurses and doctors and first responders. I've seen people through hurricanes.
Right.
Those moments, I see the spirit that the American people have to help each other, not about what political party you are with or who you support, but just people being next to people and making sure that together we can keep moving forward. I look forward to the future of America because I see that the American spirit, if anything, even if some people may think the contrary, is alive and will shine through.
What have you been able to do lately in this pandemic?
Well, we are about to reach already over 40 million meals served. Well, I'm very proud of the teams, especially of World Central Kitchen, but I can say the same of about every single NGO, community service groups, neighborhood groups, anybody that use step up to do something. Well, by raising money, well, by calling somebody needed to help, well, by doing the shopping. Myself, I've been just one more citizen trying to do my part. And obviously, I've been blessed having this organization that has grown in ways I never imagined. Even I call it World Central Kitchen, I wouldn't think like we will be responding in Lebanon, in Venezuela, in Colombia, in Puerto Rico, in the Bahamas, all across the United States at the same time. Remember, we began in Japan when we went to feed the people in the cruise ship that was the first big cruise ship with COVID cases on board. Who was going to tell me a group of cooks who was going to be there helping the Japanese government to feed people in need? Right. From there, obviously, we didn't stop. So what we've been doing now is follow this pandemic, see where we are today, try to foresee the future, making sure that we come with the smart solutions that we need the federal government next to the NGOs like ours to do it together. So I've been working, obviously, on the fields as much as I can, but also talking to our senators and congressmen coming up with the smart bills that can help Congress articulate help. So with the support, hopefully, of the White House, in partnership with FEMA and NGOs like ours, we can tackle many of the problems we face. We cannot end COVID-19 tomorrow, but if there is the will, we can end hunger tomorrow in America. It's things we cannot make disappear overnight, but it's certain things that actually we need to stop talking and start doing. We can end hunger right now, right here in this pandemic. We need everybody used to commit to the things that need to happen to see that becoming a reality.
You have had experience helping people on a very large scale with all your disaster relief. And at the same time, you must see the people help on a small scale, as they do, for example, in the Georgetown Village.
Obviously, it takes a village to take care of our community. Sometimes people are thinking in the big way about the big issues that we face on planet Earth. Let's end world hunger and let's change the environment worldwide. And well, sometimes you will not achieve that kind of global betterment of whatever the issue is if that doesn't happen at the local scale. That's why what you guys do, what this organization does is so important, because right here at home, it shows you that with little gestures of empathy, taking care of the solutions with boots on the ground, feeding elderly that they cannot leave their homes because they put their lives in danger, and taking care of our fellow citizens by doing the shopping for them or doing whatever they need. This is the way we can improve the planet, because if we don't have people like the ones we see every day in Georgetown taking care of the things that are really important, at the end we can dream of a better world. But until we don't have people like you, like them, showing up every day and taking care of the small issues, the small problems, that at the end, in essence, is how we fix everything, by boots on the ground and taking care of the little things. This way, yes, we can be changing the world for the better.
Jose, thank you so much for what you have done, what you continue to do, and for spending time with us today. Thank you.
Now you're really going to have to think for this one. Which Georgetown Village board member on his or her first visit to Washington, D.C. was seen on the mall waiting in the reflecting pool while protesting the Vietnam War? Which Georgetown Village board member would that be?
I'm Jessica Townsend, and I was part of the initial effort to get it up and running. And then once we had it up and running and we had a board, I chaired the board from, let me see, I actually wrote it down, 2011 to 2015. And after that, I became a very happy member, just as a small part of various committees. But the interesting part, I think, was that it actually took about 3 years from the earliest discussions till we actually sort of could open the doors of the village. And during that time, there was a lot of meetings around Georgetown of people like us, and we really involved the community.
Sorry. I'm Leslie Smith. I was one of the founders. I was secretary for seemingly ever. I was at every one of those board meetings, writing down the minutes, which I actually enjoyed doing. And over time, we became, thanks to Jessica and others, a very coherent group that I think we were happy to be together and enjoyed each other's company a great deal. And to me, that was one of the very best parts of the village.
My name is Joan Kennan, and I am one of the early founders of the village. And so I think I was involved with it from the ground up.
My name is Pat Scalero. I'm the Burleith representative on the board. I was recruited by Sharon as the treasurer because I had been the treasurer of the Burleith Citizens Association. She called me a treasurer. I felt I was a really fairly good bookkeeper for the village. For me, it was came at a good time. I had time on my hands, and I enjoyed all of the interactions that we had. As you recall, we met every week, just about, to get this organization up and running.
My name is Ann Satterthwaite, and I was recruited by Sharon and Leslie at a lunch at the Georgetown Inn. And they obviously were successful because I signed up. And that was in the very early stages too.
Gail Nordheimer, and I was originally on the advisory board and later became a board member, and throughout was development chair or co-chair, and then later president from 2016 to through 2019. I was intrigued by the idea and concept of villages and was really, really pleased that one was being created in Georgetown.
One of the problems that we had that current new villages don't have is that there were very few models. There was Beacon Hill, but today there are lots of examples of bylaws and this and that out there for people to follow. And we had to invent it all. And so these are the initially when it was a board, but when we met every week, it's because we were doing everything.
I think we give credit, and we should include this, that the very plush office and meeting space and party space at Foley Lardner has been an enormous contribution through the years and made an enormous difference to our ability to somehow sitting in that beautiful conference space. You felt like you had to act like an important board of directors.
Exactly.
Get your work done.
But you're
Really
right.
true.
We really should thank Foley and Lardner, Bob Baum-Eigen, who has just been wonderful from the very beginning.
The clergy in Georgetown were helpful in the beginning too.
Yes, John Graham
Yes.
and
John Graham
Elizabeth Keeler.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of community support from the restaurants that have given us food, Nancy Taylor, who's given us lots.
Everything, yes.
Everything. You know, there really has been a lot of community support, and I think that's very much part of the picture that we should be painting of why we've been able to do it.
And also our attorneys. You know, we had Epstein Becker. We now have Perkins Coie. She's at Perkins Coie. I think we should recognize them. They gave us a lot of pro bono work.
Yeah, but I think the general message here is that without all that community support, we wouldn't have made it through, I think.
So our founding members are another group that we owe a great deal to.
We had over 100 members pledged that they would join officially join the village when it was officially opened. And we had that many members to start. And that made us financially secure those first years. And that was very important.
You know, in order to get that initial cohort, it was person by person almost, you know, group by group. There was no big advertising budget. There was no advertising. And so, you know, it really was individuals' efforts.
We were persistent because it didn't happen overnight. But, you know, there were fortunately enough people in time who contributed to the extent that we could. We raised the minimum amount of money we needed, and we could actually start to focus on the board, hiring an executive director, and, you know, beginning to be a true nonprofit organization.
As Leslie said, and I think others of you, this forged a bond among those of us who put this together that has just been some remarkable friendships to me. And I would say that ranks as my most, for what I'm most grateful to the village for, is the friendship.
If someone had asked me initially, what would you like the village to look like in 5-10 years' time? I would have said exactly what we've got today.
GV board member who was waiting in the pool while protesting the Vietnam War was Jim Smith.
Well, hello, Lynn. Hello, everybody. I am Ward 2 Council Member Brooke Pinto. I am so excited to take this moment to extend my greetings to all of you and congratulate you on 9 wonderful years of the Georgetown Village. For almost a decade, all of you at the Georgetown Village have placed the ideas of community and service at the forefront of everything you have done. And you continue providing our senior neighbors throughout Georgetown, Hillendale, and Burleith with a loving, caring, supportive, and dynamic community, even during the challenging current public health emergency. You continue working to ensure that all of your members can comfortably age in place and provide them with opportunities to make new friends and create even more lasting and exciting memories. As you may know, I used to work at a senior living community in New York City, and our guiding principles around inclusion, social activity, physical movement, intellectual stimulation, and building community were at the forefront of everything we did. And when I think about your motto, neighbors helping neighbors thrive, I can't help but think of how lucky we all are to be part of a community that no matter the circumstance, whether you're in need of an extra pair of hands or eyes to help you complete a project at home, assistance with the transportation to or from an appointment with a local grocer, or seeking professional services, there are a host of neighbors and volunteers who are standing by, ready, willing, and eager to assist. And I know that this is due in great part to the hard work and dedication shown by your executive director, Lynn Gola Brofrano, the entire Georgetown Village's executive and administrative team, the board of directors and officers, the advisory board, and all of your volunteers for their many, many contributions. Please know that for the remainder of this year and throughout my upcoming term as your council member, I'll be working diligently to ensure that you have access to quality services and the same services that you relied on in the pre-pandemic days. Have the support you need to continue navigating our virtual world, and most of all, that you can comfortably age in place. Taking care of and partnering with our seniors is a top priority of mine, and I look forward to working together, learning from your experiences, and building a stronger community with you. I know that you all have so much to offer our city, and I'm eager to continue getting to know you all. In closing, I would like to wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season and encourage you all to continue finding creative ways to remain connected, feel together, and keep your families, friends, and neighbors encouraged, safe, and healthy during these challenging times. Again, congratulations on 9 wonderful years of service, leadership, and community, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anita Bonds, at-large DC Council member, responsible for overseeing DC Housing and Senior Services as chairperson of the DC Council's Committee on Housing and Neighborhood Revitalization. This is to wish each of you a very happy 9th anniversary in recognition of the hundreds of older Georgetown area participants in the Georgetown Senior Village through a variety of activities and voluntary services designed to keep aging residents in their homes and familiar neighborhoods. Many thanks and much gratitude to the village volunteers and staff. Thanks for being an integral part of the district's Department of Aging and Community Living. We are fastly approaching the 2020 holiday season. Therefore, I'm sending my best wishes for a wonderful, enjoyable holiday to each of you. And finally, as one of your city's elected officials, I would be remiss if I did not remind that if you ever have a need, you can reach me, and I give my phone number, 202-724-8064. And you can reach me also by email at abonds, BONDS, at dccouncil.us. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you all.
Which Georgetown Village board member once had a job milking mice? All right. I want to know who really has ever milked mice.
which board member once had a job milking mice? And the answer is Risha Putzrath.
Thank
you.
Happy
Happy
holidays.